Hey, what's up, cats and kittens, and shout out to all my Cerebralites. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, back with another episode of RealiTEA. Yes, and that is TEA. Guess why? Because I give it to you piping hot. So grab your cups, grab your saucers, gather around, and let's all take a sip in unison of this Real Housewives of New Jersey tea. So today we're going to deviate from the Atlanta franchise, and we're going to take a trip up north to the Garden State, where we're going to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey star Theresa Giudice and some run-ins that she's been having with the law. Now, we all know low hairline, thick hairline having, table flipping Theresa Giudice from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And we also know that she's had some trouble in the past with the law. And it looks like that trouble has not quite left Theresa's side. So right now, Teresa is actually in hot water with her parole officer, or is it a probation officer? I don't know. I'm not in the judicial system or in the penal system, and I want to keep it that way. So she's actually, I believe it's her PO. I believe it's her probation officer. What? No, she's been convicted, so it would be her parole officer. You guys will pardon my sort of using parole and probation interchangeably, because I try my best to stay as far as I possibly can from having any contact with law enforcement. All right, so Teresa's probation officer, Teresa's parole officer, thank you very much, could potentially be sending her back to prison. Now, let's hope that doesn't happen, because the reason she's in hot water is because if you're on parole, it is incumbent upon you to actually report any contact that you have with law enforcement to said parole officer. Now, Teresa, being a parolee, has had 2 encounters with law enforcement that she's neglected to report to her parole officer. Now, granted, these infractions were minor. For the most part, they were basically traffic violations. One, I believe, for using a cell phone, and another for making an illegal turn. Now, like I said, these are relatively minor traffic infractions, not a big deal. But the big deal about this is that although they're minor to us, you know, in terms of reporting to a parole officer, it's a pretty big deal. Now, part of the reason it's a pretty big deal also is because Teresa sort of has this air of entitlement, where she's already been convicted of helping herself to things that didn't belong to her. So people want to see, sometimes, unfortunately, especially with celebrities, and I really hope that she's not, that her parole is not revoked as a result of this, because I think it would be stupid. But I also think it's stupid for Teresa to not walk the straight and narrow. When you're on parole, don't give these people any reason to bother you. Everything you're supposed to do exactly what you're supposed to do, you know. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, she hasn't been doing that. Now, when you're a celebrity, sometimes celebrity can work in your favor, where, you know, you get the best tables at hotels. You don't have to stand in line. You get VIP treatment. But also sometimes when it comes to the penal and judicial systems, they can make an example of you for being a celebrity. So that's a case where being a celebrity can actually work to your detriment. And in this particular case, I think Teresa definitely doesn't deserve to have her probation revoked. But I do think maybe a little bit of home monitoring of some sort to curtail her thoughtlessness might behoove her to some degree. So hopefully the parole officer will take it easy on her. Joe is already in jail. You know, she's having a hard time with all of these girls that she's raising by herself. So, you know, we want to give her just a little bit of leeway. It's tough being a single mom right now, which is essentially what she is, being that Joe is, I believe he's serving a 41-month prison sentence. So she's a single mom. She's raising 3 girls. She's trying to, you know, continue growing her business endeavors. So she has a lot on her plate, but that still is no excuse for her not to report to her parole officer. I think I finally have it right. Parole. So anyhow, you guys, let's wish Teresa the best. I hope she doesn't get arrested. That's it for this episode of RealiTEA. Leave your comments below. I definitely want to hear your feedback. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, in closing, remember to live better, love harder, and think smarter. Oh, and also, don't forget, if you want to contact me for Ask a Diva, where you can pose any questions that you might have, you can write me at cerebraldiva@yahoo.com. Cerebral Diva is also my moniker on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. So if you want to follow me across all social media, if you simply type in Cerebral Diva, cerebral diva, excuse me, you're more than likely to come across me. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a fantastic day.